Welcome to episode 1 of When the Ink Dries. I am your host, Jerry Beardman, an avid reader of indie published books. Today's episode is going to be a look into what all goes into indie publishing. Indie authorship is vastly different from being traditionally published in that you don't have a team of editors, a publicist, or social media staff working on your book with you. Indie authors fall under a couple of categories: those who have a small independent publisher like Kensington or Emray, or they can choose to self-publish through places like Amazon KDP or Ingram Spark. Whether releasing with an independent publisher or self-publishing, indie authors put countless hundreds, if not thousands of hours into their work. From outlining to multiple drafts, revisions, formatting, copy and line editing multiple times because an editor costs money they might not have, things like that. And speaking of formatting, it can be a royal pain to size pages correctly, especially if there are graphics at chapter headings. Authors often have to purchase proof copies to check the formatting, and if there is anything wrong, they have to start all over again. And while they are doing all of this, they also need to decide things like how many ISBN numbers to purchase. Will they have digital, hardcover, paperback copies? Can they afford an audio version being recorded? One of the toughest things for a lot of authors is marketing themselves and their books on social media. It is not easy to talk about yourself or your work, especially if you are introverted, but unfortunately, in today's world, social media is a necessary evil for all authors, but especially for indie authors to get their faces and books out to the public. And then they need to worry about things like copyright, keeping up with accounting of royalties once they start selling books, and getting page reads if their book is available on Kindle Unlimited. And there's also keeping up with a website and updating Linktree every time they release a new book, on top of all of that. I sometimes wonder how they have time to get any writing done at all. They also have to think about things like, will they let family or friends read early drafts to help with editing or plot holes? Or a group of alpha readers to do the same thing? Will they look for beta readers who help tie up any loose ends? And how many people will they want to give advanced reader copies to? When the average ARC response is only 10 to 40% of those given early copies, what if you don't get enough quality reviews to help get the word out on social media and through reviews on sites like Goodreads or Storygraph? Additionally, indie authors need to also spend money for graphic design of the cover and any character art they might want, unless they're artistic enough to create these themselves. And there can also be a lot of headaches with the art from the artist not getting the ideas right, or ghosting an author and dealing with the potential risk of AI, which almost any author is against using. A lot of authors also add things like stickers and art prints, as well as a variety of other items as a bonus for buying directly from their website. If they are self publishing, authors must also decide things like, will they offer Kindle Unlimited, and at what price will they sell digital copies? And most importantly, for print copies, authors must decide how much to sell those for, because with rising paper and printing costs, the profit margins for print copies are so small that an author can easily lose money and not even know it. So, now that you know everything that goes into being an indie author, how can you, the reader, support them? Simple. Follow them on social media and share their posts. A very big and free way to help is if you see a book that interests you, mark it on Goodreads or Storygraph as a want to read, as that pushes it out to more people. Pre-ordering on Amazon also helps make Amazon push the book out as a recommended read. And when the book is released, read it. If you like it, review it on social media, on Storygraph, on Goodreads, anywhere that you can. And if you read on KU and like the book enough, buy a print copy from their website or anywhere else it is sold. If you buy direct, you might even get surprised with stickers or a bookmark like I mentioned before. And if ARC reading interests you, then sign up for some. Just know how fast you read and don't sign up for more than you can keep up with. And if you do get chosen for an ARC, follow through and leave reviews everywhere that you said you would. On the next episode of When the Ink Dries, I'll introduce you to C.P. Harrow and the Bloodborne Fates series, which is, so far, what's out is The Devil Drinks Sweet Tea and The Vikings Harmony. she's also got a new series that's about to release that I'll talk about as well. I hope you enjoyed this episode of When the Ink Dries, and I'll see you next time.